Hello everyone, this is Rifa and welcome to my typography painting series part 2. So first one in this video is going to be the text flower. So I just chose this from my followers suggestions that I shared on Instagram. So I haven't shared my whole typography series here. So if you want to check all the typography series that I have done, do check out them on Instagram under the handle freehand and let me know in the comments what do you think of each. So for the flower theme, I just thought of adding lots of flower within this text with lots of leaves. So I just did the background first. I just added a little light green background in a particular side so that my whole painting doesn't look dark. There will be some light element in it. And then I went for the leaves. So I just detailed the leaves with a little light green color. So this one is done in gouache. So I just thought of doing some in gouache and some in watercolor because I have to do this collab videos for 2V Arts. So I just thought of doing it along while doing the typography series. So then I went for the little highlighting leaves here and there. So I just added little lemon yellow and titanium white to the previous green color. And you can see I just leave some space here and there to show that bush kind of effect, and again added another highlighting leaf layer. So added again more lemon yellow and titanium white. And for the flowers I started with adding white because in gouache some paints are not that much opaque, some are semi-opaque, and if you use them straight you won't get that opaque effect and vibrancy. So I just add white for such colors first and then add that color. So here I'm adding some yellow, orange, roses here and there. So first I did the entire flowers in yellow and then did little orange petal details and then went for a center red color. So it's kind of a gradient kind of roses that I am painting, and I usually do the dark color first and then add the light colored layers, but I just thought of trying it like this because I thought it would look different and I just wanted to try, but I just love how it looks. And I think if I have done the other way, I couldn't get this vibrant yellow color to my roses. And then as a final detail, I added little veins for the leaves using a dark green color. So I just love this part because it gives more depth and structure to my leaves. I just love the leaves now. So yes, sometimes these little details matters a lot because such little details give definition and depth to your paintings, and I love doing these little tiny details. I don't know why, I just love that part more than filling the entire surface. I just hate the blocking process. I just rush to do this detailing process. And at this stage I cannot see my font, so I think I should sketch that again to do the background. So after finishing the leaf details I just sketched the font again and then went for the black background. So what I am planning is some leaves and flowers peeking out of the font. So I want some of the flowers and leaves to overlap the font so it will look more interesting. And you can see I have use the overlapping technique in all of my typography series. So I need something to overlap or sneak out of my font so that it would look interesting. So it's very tricky to paint the edges of the leaves and flowers. So yeah, I just used a very pointed brush, and this is how it looked at the end. So the next suggestion was a sunflower garden, and I choose just the word sunflower because there wasn't enough space to do the entire sunflower garden in a single page. So if I am supposed to do that, I should do it in 2 pages, as I've done my rainbow and sunset. But I was too lazy at that moment to do such a larger one, so I just went for the sunflower, and I tried to incorporate the sunflower field within that text. So this time I chose watercolor because I thought of doing a very loose watercolor technique, and I haven't tried that. And another thing, I haven't tried watercolor sunflowers. This is my first time trying sunflowers in watercolor, so I just wanted to experiment that too. So I just did some very loose dotted technique to represent that sunflowers which are far from the side, and as we come forward I tried to make them more detailed. So not so detailed because this is going to be a loose watercolor technique. And another thing I love about this one is sunflower is one of my favorite flowers, and I just admire the beauty of every sunflower field, even if it is a photo or a video. Then I did a little bushes over that boundary. So I'm not that much detailing, I just use my tapping technique to add a little layer. And I'm not adding so much layer for the bushes because they are very far from the side and they need not to be very detailed. So I just did 1 or 2 layers and then moved for the sky. And for the sky also I just added a little brush wash and just that. And for the sunflowers which are in the front, they are going to be overlapping my font again, so they should be a bit more detailed and they should have a definite shape. So I started by painting around them. So I went for the green, a dark green color, and painted around my subjects. So in the front part it is going to be lots of sunflower which shows up within the bushes, and I somehow managed to add little leaves here and there. But as we go far I didn't add any green element because it's going to be fully yellow, so I just love it to be like that. So I just added little leaf details in the front only, and then I moved for the sunflowers. So I just started with the yellow petals, and I have covered entire sunflower petals with this cadmium yellow. So I just love this vibrant warm yellow. I don't know why I haven't used cadmium yellow that much before. Once I get this palette I started using them more, and added some little more dark details for the leaves again so that it won't look odd. So I'm not adding very perfect leaves, I'm just adding little leaf shapes here. Then I moved on for the leaves. So for that I added a very warm light green first and then added a dark green details. And the next part is my favorite part, adding that dark brown center for sunflower. I don't know, I just love this part in every sunflower painting because it gives so much depth and vibrancy to your sunflower. I just love this part. So I just managed to add those little brown details in the sunflowers which are far from the side also, just by adding little dots here and there, so you get that illusion of a sunflower field. And for the background I chose black because I just felt that the black will look amazing with this vibrant cadmium yellow, because it reminded me of the bee stripes, and it inspired me to paint black background for this one. And I absolutely love the final look of how this sunflower field look in a black background. And this is the final look. Look how the flowers look in the black background. I'm so proud that I chose black for this particular typography. So the next one is the term galaxy, and again I went for watercolors for this one also, because I felt that painting that vibrant loose galaxy illusion will be good in watercolors than gouache. So I started with a warm color in the center. I thought of doing a very spiral kind of sky in the background, and a man standing in a very dark landscape. So I made a mistake this time, because I should have wet the paper first, because my strokes are showing up and the colors are not that much blending. So I just wet the paper for the remaining part and did the remaining sky. And another thing was, this paper was only 200 GSM and it was not that much good to hold a very large amount of water, but still I somehow managed to blend the sky. This was very tiring process for me, because the sky was not at all turning out as I planned. So I just felt disappointed, and I was not at all going to give up at this stage. So I was adding layers over layers to get that darker color of the sky, because the sky was not at all going to be that much dark as I wanted it to be. So it took a lot of washes to get that exact dark color for the sky. And the center part, I was not at all liking it at that moment, and I worked on it for a long time to get that finished look. So the brush strokes were visible, and then I tried to add some titanium white to get that some lighter areas, and then I thought it's okay, maybe it will look good with the brush strokes. It will look some kind of abstract kind of painting. So I just went with the strokes and then added some white sprinkles and added little white dots so that it won't look odd. So it would look more like a galaxy. And I was absolutely loving it at the end. Actually, this was not at all what I planned, but I love how it looks at the end. And this time I just chose a very different format for the font. I thought of overlapping the entire landscape above the font. I just wanted to try that. So I just did a very dark landscape at the ground and added some shadows, and the shadow of the man standing or looking at that sky, and a very peak mountains here and there. So I'm not adding a very detailed landscape here. I'm just focusing on the sky and adding very little details on the landscape. I just added little contrast layers and little highlights, little shadows, and then went for the man. So the man is going to be completely silhouette, so I painted him in black, and I thought of adding very little highlight around him, so it will look good. and it will give that shining or that illusion of light coming in the sky. And then I just painted around my font. So I just sketched the entire font using my black pen so that it will be very easy for me to fill. So it was very easy actually. I don't know why I haven't tried this before, but it helped a lot and it saved so much of my time. Again, I did it in black because any other color will be very light to this blue and it won't give that popping effect on the end. And then I added little highlights on the man using light blue color, and this is how it looks. So these are my typography series for today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.